We've heard the song, I think it's the Bonium group sang it on the rivers of Babylon. There we sat and wept. In today's first reading, that is what happened. The people of Judah were taken into exile, into Babylon, by King Nebuchadnezzar. And there their captive said to them, well, you were very happy, you used to sing well, why don't you sing for us now? And then that's when they said, how can we sing the song that we used to sing, the promised land, on alien soil? And so because they could not sing these joyful songs, how can they sing of a song being in God's house, worshipping His temple on alien soil? And therefore they, on there at the rivers of Babylon, they wept because they couldn't do just that. But the people of Judah who were taken captive, they kept the faith. There were many temptations in Babylon of following false gods or intermarrying and doing many things. But the people who were taken captive to Babylon did not succumb to these temptations. Their faith was strong. And when they returned later, when the Persian king would set them free and send them back to rebuild the temple, they would come back with full of joy after going through all that suffering and pain of being away from God's house. They come back to nothing, flattened ground, and they rebuild the temple with great joy. In the Gospel, we are told about the wise man who built his house on rock and the foolish man who built his house on sand. Now, the wise man, he took time to build his house because what he was building was not just a structure. He was building a home for his family. And therefore, he took time. It was difficult, tiring, but he took time to build this home on rock. It's very hard to build something on rock. But once it's built on rock, it stands firm. The stupid man, he forgot that he was building a home for his family. He thought he was just building a structure for shelter. So he built it on sand. And to build anything on sand, on no foundation, it will not stand. When the test comes, it will collapse. So see, when the rain came, the gales blew and the floods rose, the rain did not say, well, this house is built on rock, so I'll pelt upon it. And this poor man built his house on sand, so I'll gently pitter-patter on his house and pass by. It doesn't work like that. When the rain comes, it hits the same on both structures. But the wise man, he built his house on rock, he took time to build, therefore it withstood all that pitter-pattering and the floods and the gales. But the stupid man built his house on sand. It fell to the ground, and our Lord remarked, He said, that stupid man built his house on sand. And He says, and what a fall it had. What a fall. So our faith, when Jesus tells us things and when we follow His word, we are building this house on rock. Because Jesus' words will not let us down. He is the way, the truth, and the life, and He will never let us down. So when we build on Jesus' words, Jesus the foundation, when we build our life, our family life on this foundation, it will be strong. You know, in these days, we know what's happening. The virus is spreading quickly now, then it'll come down, it'll spread quickly again. And what happens? When our faith is built on sand, on a loose foundation, anything and everything will upset us. We will panic. And we need to panic. If we haven't put our faith in Jesus, then we must panic. Please don't stop panicking. There's no other option for you. But if you've put your trust in Jesus, the rock, then there is no need to panic. There's no need to get worried. There's no need to get upset. Because Jesus is that rock on whom we built our life, on whom we stand in faith. Because he is the one who's there to help us. So the readings come at an appropriate time for us here in Victoria and so many hot spots. Thank God Melton South is not one of the hot spots. We are known for many things, but thank God it's not one of the hot spots as yet. And we want to make sure we're doing the right things to keep healthy and keep safe. But our faith is tested in these times. In these times we want to hold on to Jesus. Don't hold on to toilet paper or anything else. It just won't work. It'll run out eventually. Those who stored up 3 months ago probably run out by now. But when we build our faith on Jesus, when we have him as our foundation, then nothing will upset us. Nothing will trouble us. Nothing will give us cause for panic. So we trust in Jesus in these days, as you always have. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.